it's really interesting because this new moon is in Capricorn, and Capricorn literally is the I would say a very grounded water goat. Can be emotional, but very sound and definitely good for finances. So that is the first thing I'd like to say. Now, I did something a little different, and my Jegna and I were playing around with uh, the science of numbers because everything just boils down to zeros and ones when it comes to the universe, right? Well, if you didn't know, yes. And I'm not proficient about that, so I'm not going to say I know all the ins and outs, but I do know numerology. And so she and I were speaking about this particular numerical factor when we are reading the cards. And so I picked the topic, the new moon, right? And when I did that, the word new comes up with those three letters, 555. And the moon comes up with these four numbers, 4665. And when we add those all up, the 15 plus the 21, it actually comes to a 9. And 18, and we break that down, 1 plus 8 equals 9. When I looked at the moon in the deck of tarot, it's the 18th card. And that again is 1 plus 8 equals 9. So I was looking at all of these different factors that we have: the moon, the card, we have the moon, the new moon numerically spelled and then added is a 9. And when we look at that 9 in the deck of the tarot cards, the number 9 is the Hermit. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of 9 stuff going on here. Well, what do we know about the 9? The 9 is about cycles, right? And celebration of those cycles, celebration of cycles ending and then beginning something new. You do want to see yourself moving forward because those 9s actually in this case showed up 3 times. It's more of a divine message of celebrating what you did go through, what was the cycle of a particular time in your life, and that you're moving forward. So it's not something to fear or to feel stress over, which I liked that part. Um, so the major arcana for the card for the tarot is the Hermit, the ninth card, and this would be your call to begin something new or to call something fresh inside of whatever you have going on in your life at the moment, right? So this doesn't necessarily mean you got to drop uh, something important to now restart or redo something new. No, it's really acknowledging the cycle of whatever it is that you have, and then now um, create from that point onward and then move forward like that. And it affords you to be able to celebrate what you have worked on, what you have gone through cycles. And apparently, because the 9 showed up 3 times, it's time to move or step up into another dimension of experience. It's time. Now, if there was 1 9 or 2 9s, I probably wouldn't say that. I would say, oh, this is cyclical and there's something to be learned here, and you may have to go through another thing. Whereas this is 3s, and 3s usually is a divine expression of communication. And so here, this 9 takes on times 3, the 27, right? And if we look at the 2 and the 7, what number does it come up again? 9. So really, we should be celebrating whatever it is that you've had to acknowledge, that cycle is finished, and then now embarking on something so much more enjoyable. The card that I pulled for this, because I wanted to pull a card energetically that represented the whole thing, and the card that I ended up pulling is the Four of Cups. However, that showed up reversed. So we might think, oh, she reads reversals? What does that mean? Okay, so I wrote the Four of Cups Um, Four of Cups usually is kind of stubborn and stagnant energy, right? Not really wanting to embrace what is before you, even if it seems to come from a divine place. Well, that being reversed or upside down, rather, I'll show that to you again, is that you don't need to sulk in what didn't work or um, what didn't pan out. It's not time for you to sulk. It's time to just wash that clean and move on to the next idea or project, right? So if it's, you and your mate are working on some sort of financial project, like have a new, clear mindset about going forward on how to create something new, right? Okay. Or it could be in your financial environment. What project have you been working on that you really need to wrap up and say, this is all that's going to give me, and then move to the next creation? Whatever that is. Or it could be your health, recognizing that you've done all that you can for your health as far as research and information, and what can you do now to help better your health circumstances. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to share. It's a little different, but we read the cards a lot, and sometimes they can get really mundane. So, we have to be able to see or allow for ourselves to see that there are different dimensions of education and research when it comes to tarot. It's not just cut and dry, my love life, my business life, my health, but that it has all these layers, just like life, right? So anyway, thank you for joining. I'll come back next Thursday with a topic, and we'll see how the numbers and the cards match up. If you would like to see more of what I do, you can go to my website, bewell.fyi. I'd love for you to be there. Join the, subscribe to the mailing list. And I'm going to ask you, like this video, subscribe, and share it. Yeah, it's a different take on tarot. It's a little bit refreshing, I think, so that we can now get into the layers of the cards, right? So thank you so very much, and I'll see you next week. Ashe.